Hazards and safety guidelines when working with robots. Learning without an accident.
Pinch points. Pinch points occur whenever a moving object comes in contact with another object. This could be a wheel rotating against a frame, an arm with a tower, two gears intermeshing, two surfaces of a tool such as wire cutters, or any number of things involved with robotics.
Guidelines, pinch points, personal. Always turn off your robot and release any air pressure before handling it. Disable your robot after an autonomous routine. Tie back long hair. Remove dangling jewelry, scarves, neckties, or other clothing and or accessories which may fall into a pinch point. Keep fingers away from any moving parts on your robot. Take immediate medical attention of any pinched areas.
Guidelines, pinch point, robot. Always secure arms and other manipulatives when working around them by placing a drive shaft, screw, or jam gear near the pivot point to stop it from moving. Be sure to remove before you operate your robot. Slowly move all pivot points, wheels, sprockets, and gears to ensure that there are no wires, tubing, elastic materials, or hardware that could be caught by the motion of the robot.
Guidelines. Pinch points, tools. Always keep pinch points of tools away from your skin and the skin of others. Use care when tightening or loosening connectors. It is very easy to pinch skin between a tool and a hard surface. Whenever possible, use a tool in a tight location rather than sticking your finger into the area.
Sharp edges. Sharp edges occur whenever a material is cut. This could be metal, plastic, and the tools used to cut the material.
Guidelines, sharp edges, personal. Always file or sand smooth any edge of material which has been cut. Be cautious for any sharp surfaces on the playing field and game elements. Be sure to report these immediately. Take immediate medical attention of any cut or scratch.
Guidelines. Sharp edges, robot. Always check pieces of metal, plastic, and connectors for points, burrs, or cracks which may have occurred. Inspect your robot frequently to make sure there are no broken or sharp parts.
Guidelines, sharp edges, tools. Always keep skin away from the cutting edges of tools. Secure the material being cut in a vise or clamp. Use cutting motions that are directed away from you and others. Be sure there are no wires or pressurized tubing near the surfaces that are being cut. Be sure the material being cut is not under stress.
Hazard. Flying objects. Flying objects can occur when a robot is in motion, something is being cut, elastic materials are released, or pressure is released. Guidelines. Flying objects, personal. Always wear eye protection when competing in a robotics competition, in the pit area when power tools are being used.
Guidelines, flying objects, robot. Always wear eye protection when your robot's pneumatic system is pressurized. Elastic materials, rubber bands, rubber tubing, are energized. Devices on your robot are in motion, especially at very high speeds. Note: cover electronics whenever tools are being used nearby which produce metal filings.
Guidelines. Flying objects, tools. Always wear eye protection when using power tools, forcefully hammering on an object, soldering wires or electronics. Please refer to the game rules regarding modifying electronics or making repairs. Note: it is recommended to have a separate area for the use of power tools away from the general area where robots are being assembled, programmed, and operated.
Hazard. Falling objects. Falling objects occur when an object's support is removed. This could be anything from a robot driving off a table, a part being knocked onto the floor, or a tool being dropped.
Guidelines, falling objects, personal. Always wear closed-toe shoes when working around or operating robots. Walk, do not run or horse around.
Guidelines, falling objects, robot. Always position your robot at the lowest possible state when working on it. If the robot needs to be in an extended position to work on it, lay it down in the position where it is least hazardous. Operate your robot on the floor or playing field, not on a table or counter. This eliminates the risk of the robot falling off onto the floor.
Guidelines. Falling objects, tools. Always keep your work area neat and organized. Return tools and extra parts to their storage area as soon as they are no longer needed.
Hazard: extreme temperature. Extremely hot temperatures can occur from heat guns, soldering, flames, friction, mechanical stress, or electrical shorts. Extremely cold temperatures can occur from a rapid release of pressure.
Guidelines: extreme temperature, personal. Always point canned air dusters and other aerosols away from you and others. Keep metal that has been stressed quickly and repeatedly away from you and others, as it may still contain heat. Take immediate medical attention of any burns or frosted skin.
Guidelines: extreme temperature, robot. Always inspect your robot for any cracked or frayed wires before powering up. Replace the damaged components immediately if they are found. Place electrical tape over the terminals of batteries when they are in storage. Use the appropriate battery chargers. Inspect all batteries for defects and damage before using. If any faults are found, store the battery in a safe location and recycle as soon as possible.
Guidelines: extreme temperature, tools. Always be cautious around material which has just been cut. Be sure multimeters, battery testers, and battery breaks are set up appropriately before using. Keep probes from touching each other when testing for voltage. Use extreme caution when using open flames, soldering irons, and heat guns. Please see game rules regarding heating plastics and modifying electronics.
Hazard: pressure. Pressure can occur by heating a sealed container or by pumping up a pneumatic system.
Guidelines: pressure, personal. Always point the exhaust end of the finger valve away from your skin/eyes and the skin/eyes of others when releasing the pressure from pneumatics. Place manual bike tire pumps firmly on the ground and secured by your feet when pumping up a pneumatic system. Do not use these pumps on a table or counter.
Guidelines: pressure, robot. Always test your pneumatic system with a low pressure prior to fully pressurizing it. Please see game rules regarding the use of pneumatics. Check all pneumatic fittings and solenoids for air leaks. Release the pressure from the robot's pneumatic system before attempting to unhitch tubing or do any other work.
Guidelines: pressure, tools. Always set the maximum pressure on an electric air compressor to the limit set for pneumatics in the game rules. Use manual air pumps which have built-in pressure gauge. Store and operate aerosol cans at room temperature. Do not expose to any form of heat.
Alright, disclaimer time. This list of hazards and associated guidelines are not all-inclusive of the safety issues associated with working on and competing with robots. They are intended to point out some of the more common safety concerns. Common sense and proper training are your best safeguards. Be safe.